Hello students, welcome you all to another interesting grammar session. Today's session is mainly about active and passive voice. Children, this topic is very simple if you go by the rules. If you know the rules, this topic is not at all difficult. In order to understand this topic well, you need to know some basic things. You should know how to pick out subject, object and verb from a given sentence. You should know which are the different kinds of sentences. You should know the various forms of tenses. Okay, now let us discuss each of them in detail. We have already learned about these things in our previous sessions. Anyway, let us have a quick glance over it. What is the subject? Yes, a subject often says who or what performs an action. In other words, we can say that a subject is the doer of an action. Then what about verb? A verb denotes action, possession, or state of being. Yeah, then what is an object? In order to find out or in order to pick out an object, you can ask what or whom to the verb. Answer to the what question is direct object and answer to the whom question is indirect object. These things we have already learned in our grammar lesson number 12. See the sentence. Renu gave me a pen. Which is the subject here? Who is doing the action? Yes, Renu. So Renu is the subject. And which is the verb? Which is the action word? Gave. So gave is the word. Then how will you pick out the object? How will you identify the object? Yes, we can ask either what or whom to the word. Answer to the what question is direct object and answer to the whom question is indirect object. Gave whom? Me. So, me is indirect object. Gave what? A pen. So, a pen is the direct object. Children, we have already learned about transitive and intransitive verb. What is a transitive verb? Transitive verb will have object. Intransitive verb will not have object. Children, remember one thing. Only a transitive verb can be changed into passive form. Okay, only transitive verb can be changed into passive form. Now let us think about tenses. How many tenses we have completed? Yes, we have completed 9 tenses. Last term, we have already completed 9 tenses. Okay, which are they? Simple present, simple past, simple future, present continuous, past continuous, future continuous, present perfect, past perfect, and future perfect. Remember one thing, future continuous tense cannot be expressed in passive form. Future continuous tense does not have passive form. Okay, so only this remaining 8 tenses have only passive form. Okay, how will you identify simple present tense? Then how will you identify simple present tense? Okay, in simple present tense, the verb will be either in base form or in S or ES form. Okay, clear? See the sentence. She eats a mango. Here, which is the word? Eats. Eats. Which tense? Simple present. Always remember, in simple present tense, verb either will be in S or ES form or in base form. Which is the base form of eats? Eat. They eat a mango. Both sentences are in simple present tense. Eat and eats. In simple present tense, verb will be either in S or ES form or in base form. Then what about past tense? You know that most of the verbs form their past tense by adding D or AD to the base form. Some irregular verbs form their past tense form in an irregular way. That means some example: give, gave, come, came, speak, spoke. I already told you to by heart the chart which is given in your textbook in past tense lesson. By heart those things. Okay? V1, V2 and V3 form. These three things are very important. Okay, so by heart the chart well. Okay, most of the words form their past tense by adding D or ED to the word. Some verbs form their past tense in an irregular way. Okay, speak, spoke, go, went. These are irregular verbs. Okay, clear? Then what about simple future? Yes, in simple future, what is the format? Will or shall plus base form. Will or shall plus base form. Can I give one example? They will play cricket. Okay, then we shall do the homework. Will or shall plus base form. Okay, what is the format of simple future? Will or shall plus base form. Okay, then what about present continuous? What is the form or structure of present continuous? Is are, am plus verb plus ing. Okay, is, are, am plus verb plus ing. I am writing a letter. She is doing her homework. They are playing in the park. Okay, is, are, am plus verb plus ing. What about past tense? Was or were plus verb plus ing. Okay, then tell me the format of future continuous. Will be or shall be plus verb plus ing. They will be coming next week. We shall be going outside next month. Okay, will be or shall be plus ing form of the verb. Okay, then now let us move to perfect tenses. Yes, tell me the format of present perfect. Has or have plus V3. V3 form of the verb. Has or have plus V3. She has written a story. They have read a story. Present perfect. Then what about past perfect? Had plus V3. He had visited his house at night. He had left early in the morning. Okay, then future continuous. What is the format or form of future continuous? Will or shall plus have plus V3 form. Then tell me what is the format of future tense simple future? Will or shall plus base form. They will come. We shall play outside. Here. Then present continuous. What is the form? Am, is, or are plus verb plus ing. I am writing a letter. She is doing her homework. They are playing in the park. Then what about past continuous? Was or were plus verb plus ing. He was doing his homework. They were watching television. Okay, then future continuous. We have already learned all those things. Okay, now anyway, let us have a quick revision of it. Then what is the format of future continuous? Will be or shall be plus verb plus ing. He will be going abroad next week. They will be coming here tomorrow. Okay, will be or shall be plus verb plus ing. Children, now let us see the format of perfect tenses. First one, present perfect. What is the format of present perfect? Has or have plus V3. I have written a story. They have played well. He has come early. What about past perfect? Yes, he had read a novel. Had plus V3. They had spoken well. Then what about future perfect? Will have or shall have plus V3. They will have written a story. We will have come early. Children, please thorough with these tense forms. Remember, future continuous tense cannot be expressed in passive form. Okay, only 8 tenses can be expressed in passive form. Now let us see which are the different kinds of sentences. First one is assertive sentence. You know that an assertive sentence says or states something. It will give some information. It is just like a statement. It ends with a full stop. It can be either a negative statement or positive statement. Okay, then which is the second one? Second one is interrogative sentence. You know that an interrogative sentence asks a question. There are WH questions and yes or no questions. Okay, where are you going? Do you like ice cream? Okay, these are the examples for interrogative sentences. Okay, the next one is imperative sentence. Then what is an imperative sentence? An imperative sentence expresses a command, order, or an advice. Okay, we have already learned about this. Then what about an exclamatory sentence? An exclamatory sentence expresses our sudden feelings. Okay, children, before moving into today's topic, you should know those things well. Okay, now let us move to today's topic, that is active and passive voice. Children, now let us see these two sentences. A hunter kills a snake. A snake is killed by a hunter. Can you tell me the difference between these two sentences? Yes, okay. Now let us pick out the subject from the first sentence. Which is the subject in the first sentence? Yes, a hunter. Who is doing the action? A hunter. So, hunter is the subject of the word kills. Okay, but is he active? Yes, he is doing some action. Which action kills. That means the subject in the first sentence is active. So we can say that verb is in active voice. Okay, see the second sentence. Which is the subject? Yes, a snake. Is it active? No, it is not doing anything. It is passive. So, we can say that the verb in the second sentence is in passive form. In short, we can say that if the subject of the verb is active, that verb is in active voice. Whereas, if the subject of the verb is passive, you can say that the verb is in passive voice. Now let us see which are the rules that we have to follow while changing an active voice into a passive voice. We take the same example. A hunter. In the first sentence, a hunter was the subject. But in the second sentence, a hunter has become the object of the sentence. That means while changing an active voice into a passive voice, the first thing that you have to do is that you have to find out the subject and make that subject as object. Keep the subject in the place of an object. Okay, that is the first thing. Okay, subject will become object. A hunter. Here, the subject has become object. Object of the sentence. Same way, here, the object of active voice will become the subject of passive voice. Now, a snake has become the subject of passive voice. So what is the first rule? Yes, you have to pick out the object. The object from the active voice. Which is the object? A snake. And you have to keep that object in the place of subject of passive voice. Subject will become object and object will become subject. Okay, clear? Subject will become object and object will become subject. That is the first rule. Then see the second rule. The second rule is related to tense. Okay, here see the tenses. First one, first sentence is in simple present. Here also present tense. That means no change in the tense. You have to retain the tense. Clear? But one difference. In passive voice, the main verb always will be in V3 form. Okay? The main verb will be in V3 form. Okay, this auxiliary verb we will use considering the subject or person. Okay, singular subject, so singular verb. Okay, you are not supposed to change the tense. You have to retain the tense. But main verb is killed. Which is the main verb here? Killed. So, killed is the V3 form of kill. Main verb should be in V3 form. Okay, auxiliary verb you can write considering the subject or person. Considering first person, second person or third person. Okay, by considering the person or subject, you can use auxiliary. But the main verb should be in V3 form. Okay, that is the second rule. Okay, we are not supposed to change the tense. Tense should retain same. Okay, then see the next one. Here we can see one preposition by. Generally, we will use the preposition by. Not in all cases, but in some cases we will use another preposition that we will discuss later. Normally, we will use the preposition by. Okay, these are the general rules that we have to see while changing active to passive. Now let us see some rules related to tenses. Now let us think about the simple present. Children, now let us see our verb is in simple present. How will you change into passive voice? How will you change an active voice into a passive voice? Okay. See these sentences. Mohan writes a letter. Here, which is the verb writes. You know that verb is in simple present. Why? You can see SOES form. Okay, that is a clue for you. In simple present tense will be either in the base form or in S or ES form. If the verb is in simple present, you can use is, are, am plus V3 form. While changing active to passive, you can use is, are, am plus V3 form. Okay, then pick out object from the active voice. Yes. Which is the object? A letter. So, keep that object in the place of subject. A letter. Then, a letter is singular. So, you can use is. You can use is, are, am according to the subject. If the subject is singular, you can use is. And if the subject is plural, you can use are. Okay, clear? Here, a letter. A letter is a singular subject, so you can use is. Then V3. A letter is written by Mohan. Okay. Then see the second sentence. Mohan writes letters. Now, the object is in plural form. So that also you have to keep in mind. If it is a plural subject, you have to use plural verb. Letters are written by Mohan. Clear? I hope it is clear. If the verb is in simple present. You can use is, are, am plus V3 form. While changing active to passive, you can follow this form. Is, are, am plus V3 form if the verb is in simple present. What is the past form of write? What is the past form of write? Wrote. Okay, Mohan wrote a letter. If the verb is in simple future, you can follow this form. Was or were plus V3. While changing active to passive, you can form this form was or were plus V3 if the verb is in simple past. Okay, I already told you that to identify the simple past, it is easy to identify the simple past. Okay, for regular verbs, there will be D or ED form along with the verb. Then irregular verbs form their past tense form in irregular way. That you have to by heart. This is one of the irregular verbs. Write, wrote, written. So if the tense is in past tense, you can use was or were plus V3 form of the verb while changing active to passive. Okay, so select the object, which is the object, a letter. Then keep that object in the subject place. A letter, a singular. Then think about the tense. Which tense? Past tense. If the tense is in past, you can use either was or were. A letter is singular, so you can use was. A letter was written, written V3 form. Always remember the main verb will be in V3 form. Okay, a letter was written by Mohan. So, the next sentence, letters. Now, plural object. Take that object and keep in the position of subject. Letters. So, letters, plural subject. So, it will carry plural verb. Letters were written by Mohan. Clear? If the verb is in simple future, how will you change into passive? Say this example. Mohan will write a letter. Will write. Simple future. Take the object, a letter, and keep in the subject place. A letter will be. Okay, this keyword you have to add. Will be written by Mohan. Okay, then what is the format? Will or shall plus be plus V3 form. Okay, will be or shall be plus V3. If the tense is in simple future, you can use will be or shall be in order to change into passive form. Okay, if the tense is in simple future, you can use this form will be or shall be plus V3 to change into passive form. If the verb is in present continuous, you can use this form. Am, is or are plus being plus V3. So here the object is plural. Then how will you change into passive? Letters are being written by Mohan. That thing also you should keep in mind. Okay, singular subject, singular verb. Plural subject, plural verb. Be careful. If the verb is in past continuous, you can use was or were plus being plus V3. Okay, see the same example. Mohan was writing a letter. Here was writing. Past continuous. Okay, pick out the object and keep that object in the subject place. A letter. If the subject is singular, you can use was. A letter was being. Don't forget to use this keyword in continuous tense. Okay, a letter was being, then V3 form. A letter was being written by Mohan. If the object is plural, what will be the answer? If it is letters here, How will you write? Letters were being written by Mohan. Clear? The next tense is future continuous. I already told you that future continuous tense cannot be expressed in passive form. It does not have its passive form. Clear? If the verb is in present perfect, you can use has or have plus been plus V3. Yes, that been is the keyword in perfect tense. Okay, if the verb is in present perfect, you can use has or have plus been plus V3 form of the word. Okay, see the example. Mohan has written a letter. Then take that object and place that object in the subject place. A letter, a singular. So you can use has. A letter has been. Don't forget to use that keyword. A letter has been written by Mohan. A letter has been written by Mohan. If here letters, then how will you write? Letters have been written by Mohan. Clear? If the tense is in past perfect, you can use had plus been plus V3. Okay, you can use had plus been plus V3. Okay, see the example. Mohan had written a letter. A letter had been written by Mohan. Don't forget to use that keyword. Okay, don't forget to use that keyword. A letter had been written by Mohan. Okay, now let us think about future perfect tense. What is the format of future perfect tense? Will have or shall have plus V3. Now let us see how will you change into active form. If the tense is in future perfect, you can use will have or shall have plus been plus V3. Don't forget to write that keyword been, will have or shall have plus been plus V3. Okay. Mohan will have written a letter. Which is the object? A letter. So take that object and place that object in the subject place. Which is the object? A letter. Take that object and keep that object in the place of subject. A letter will have been written by Mohan. Okay. Children, sometimes we may have a personal pronoun as subject. While changing the voice, you have to be very careful with that personal pronouns. See the changes. I will become me. We, us. She, her. He, him. They, them. It itself. Then you itself. Okay. Children, now you can convert the sentence into passive voice. Okay, which is the first step? You have to pick out the object and keep that object in the place of subject. A letter. Then see the tense. Which tense? Past tense. So if the tense is in past, you can use was or were plus V3. Here, a letter is singular, so you can use was. A letter was written by. Here we can see subject pronoun. She will become her. A letter was written by her. What is the answer? A letter was written by her. Clear? Then see the second example, which is the object, a pen. So, take that object and keep in the place of subject. A pen, which is the word give. In which tense? Tell me, present tense. Yes, base form. Present tense. So, if the verb is in simple present, you can use is, are, or am. plus V3 form. Children, today we have discussed some basic rules that we have to follow while changing active to passive. Some more rules are there. That rules will be discussed in the next class. I will be sending some exercises through WhatsApp that you can do.